I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a milli every week. I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a billy every week. I wanna be a billionaire. Billionaire. I wanna be a billionaire. Billionaire. I wanna be a billionaire.
Yesterday, there are no judges. Like what?
You're the judge.
Exactly. I wasn't even competing against anybody. I was just helping out a dance studio. And like, just helping them get competitors on the floor. Next thing you know, I'm winning this shit. I'm like, damn, all right, I won.
Hey, listen, as long as you come in like, I won this shit already, that's all you need.
I didn't even think that though. I was like, I'm just here to have fun. And actually my train of thought was I'm here to help.
Right.
And I was tired of shit, but I got on the dance floor and next thing you know, you win.
And you won, right?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, there we go.
So sometimes I think it's not even about thinking about winning, but just doing. Because a winner's mentality, I think if you think too hard about winning, it'll evade you. Sorry, I know I'm like, go ahead.
No, I love it. Actually, we're in the podcast.
I'll go into it.
But yeah, we'll start off real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Sleep is for Billionaires, the podcast. I am your host, Johnny Vegas. Now today, I got a special guest on my show. Ladies and gentlemen, you are in for a treat. This woman is not only a singer, not only a dancer, not only a makeup artist, not only an actress, she's also a humanitarian. Ladies and gentlemen, Tina Torres.
Thank you.
Nice to finally meet you.
Yes.
How you doing today?
I'm amazing.
I see. They're going to see all the back stuff where we were talking about straight winning. She's a winner, and I love that attitude. I'm telling you, that's how you have to have it. When you're going into anything, just think you already won, and you already won, and that's it. That's half the battle right there. So, tell me about yourself. I mean, where are you from? Let's start where you were originally from.
Originally from San Francisco, Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
Then moved out here to LA and also Arizona. So my childhood was like just hopping around from Arizona to LA to the Bay, and then I moved out to New York City for 8 years.
Gotcha. Okay, now during this time when you were coming up, in San Francisco, was singing your first dream?
To be honest, I never had a dream. For me, it was just like I did. I grew up in church, and they threw me up there to sing, and I sang. So it was just like it was what I naturally did. It wasn't anything that I aspired to be.
Okay, that's interesting. All right. So since you didn't aspire to be it, did the opportunities just come and then you just kind of like let God lead you to be a singer or be titled a singer?
Well, yeah. I mean, growing up in church, it's like I'm singing every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Friday.
Mm-hmm.
But then the roadblock came. I'm like, claim. The roadblock came.
It's the espresso, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Don't worry about it.
When I decided that that's what I wanted to do. And when I decided that that's what I wanted to do, then all of a sudden, religion came in the way. My father, who also, didn't want me to be in the entertainment industry. Yeah, right. You're not going to sing for the devil.
Right. Yo, same here.
So I had to leave home in a rebellious act and go and pursue my dreams.
How old were you when this happened?
19.
Oh, okay. So throughout that time, so you were growing up in the church, you were going to school, and I guess they had a different vision for your path, your parents.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So when you left, were they upset?
My dad was extremely upset. Yeah. I'd say my dad was the most upset.
Really? I could imagine, man. You're his baby girl.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure he's proud of you now, right?
Oh, yeah. My biggest supporter. Actually, we're in business together, so.
Oh, well, there you go. So it worked out for the best.
It did. It has.
That's awesome. That's
crazy.
Awesome. So, I see you just recently won an award. Tell me about that. Congratulations.
I did. Thank you. I won my division in a ballroom dance competition.
Okay.
So, yeah. I won the best of the best, which actually means I won several different divisions. So the winners of each of those divisions came to compete in one round, and I won that round.
Oh, wow.
And I won the scholarship round, which I'm money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There you go. Hell yeah. So how'd you get into dancing? I know we're Spanish, so we kind of grew up in the culture, but I actually wanted to compete.
Actually, I didn't grow up in the culture like that because I grew up in church. So Latin music, even though it was around, you know, and I've always loved it,
Yeah.
it was still like, oh, you're not allowed to listen to that. That's of the devil.
Huh.
You know, so
Wow, okay.
I grew up listening to strictly like Christian music. I wasn't even allowed to listen to Christian rap.
Oh, wow.
My dad was like anti-Christian hip hop.
Oh, wow.
I know, it was crazy. So, eventually, you know, I think the things got lenient over the years, and my mom and I decided we wanted to start taking dance lessons. So we went and started taking ballroom lessons, and then that's where that actually started my journey that led to New York.
Okay.
Because I started dancing ballroom, and then all of a sudden I was going out to like salsa socials, and I was like, wait, what are they dancing over there? And someone's like, that's onto New York style. I said, I want to learn that shit right there.
Yeah.
So I started learning onto, and then I kind of left ballroom in the dust a little bit, then I joined it onto pro team, competed with them for a little bit, and then I ended up in New York City, and just I wanted to just delve into the music more there, and the dance, and, you know, just was watching a lot of Latin music documentaries, and like for 2 years, all I listened to was straight salsa. That's all. And just got into the culture. But when I went to New York, I didn't really compete and dance anymore. I started, that's when I started really getting into the music. Someone approached me, and I started singing with the Latin band.
Okay.
Taj in New York City every Monday night. I was like right in the back singing coro, right? Not even knowing the lyrics or the melodies. I would learn the songs right there every Monday night with my palms sweating. So I learned to sing coro right there in New York.
So did you have to audition to be a part of the band, or?
Nope.
Okay.
Actually, my boyfriend was the trombone player of the band. And he was like, my girlfriend sings. So that's when they brought me in. And then next thing you know, they were putting me up to sing. And then he had a band, and we were, we played at SOBs, Webster Hall. We were, all over New York City. It was great.
Ah, man, that's dope. Do you still play with them currently?
No.
No? What happened?
Well, I broke up with my boyfriend.
Okay, so in turn you broke up with the band.
Yes. Well, I mean, the band went on, and I'm a good friend of the band leader, Willie Torres. He's still a great mentor of mine, and, Grammy-winning vocalist with the Spanish Harlem Orchestra. He's
awesome. An
amazing person. So, yeah, I still keep in touch, but, we've all moved on.
Yeah, nature took its course. I get that. Well, that's awesome. Okay. So before I move forward on that, now I want to touch on the makeup side of things.
Okay.
How'd you get involved in that?
When I was a kid, I used to watch my mom. I used to sit there. My mom would put on her makeup, and I would just watch her intently. Just look at all the things that she used. And by 13, I was like sneaking my own makeup. And then at 15, my parents were trying to regulate my eyeliner. And then, they just couldn't at that point. And then I was just doing my friends' makeup. And I went, to doing their proms and doing people's weddings, photo shoots. And then it just blew up. And then when my mom and I were dancing, did our own makeup for the ballroom thing. And people were like, oh, my God, it just blew up. It's crazy how, we didn't ever say, oh, my God, we want to be makeup artists. It just happened.
Right.
So,
okay. Okay. So now going back to when you got to New York and you got involved in salsa, you were singing with the band. I want to talk about when you first fell in love with salsa. Like, do you remember what you heard, what artist you heard, or you was like, oh my God, I got to get involved? Or was it just the dance?
No, it was definitely the music. I would have to say it was one of Mark Anthony's records. Oh, what's the name of that?
Of course,
right?
That's the king.
Right? What was the name of the record?
No hay nadie como ella.
No, it's one it's one that goes from a slow bolero into, speeds up into a salsa, like so beautiful. He has a pop version of it too, but what is it called? Dang it.
It's not I Need to Know, is it?
No, it's all Spanish.
Was it, do you know what album it was on?
Dang it.
Contra la Corriente was my favorite Mark Anthony album. So I was assuming it was on there, but probably.
I don't remember. No.
We know it was Mark Anthony.
It was Mark Anthony.
He's the king, man, definitely. I would love to sit in a room and just interview him and possibly work with him one day.
I would love to do a duet with him.
Yeah, hey, you can, you got to inquire.
Yes.
Have you ever tried to reach out to major artists to try to get like a song with them or something?
No, that's not really my style.
Why not?
I think everyone has their own journey and their own path.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I allow things to come. I don't ever chase anything.
Well, it's not necessarily chasing, because you can inquire about, like I inquired about doing a song with you that one time, or you same way you can inquire about doing a song with Mark Anthony. You don't have to like beg him, like, please do a song with me, but ask him or reach out, and if nothing comes out of it, or what, it don't stop what Tina Torres is doing.
No, never. But that's what I'm Tina motherfucking Torres, so they're gonna come to me when the time's right.
Okay. Hey, I hear you. To each his own. To each his own.
And you know what? Let me for the record.
Mm-hmm.
Humility is not a forced illusion that you present to someone, thinking that I'm gonna be low and I'm not going to speak confidently of myself. Actually, true humility lies in confidence, knowing that it's rooted in God, something in us that we're all connected to.
Correct.
So I think when we're praised or someone loves our work or our art, to say thank you and to really embrace that is the highest form of humility. And to really think highly of yourself and to be confident, I think is true humility, because we are God. We are part of God.
I agree.
And God isn't like, I'm okay. Oh, no. That's modesty. Modesty is lying.
Mm-hmm.
That's false humility.
Right.
So I'll say this, when people, be humble. I am humble because I'm connected to God, who's also connected to you, and we are as gods.
Right.
So why wouldn't we feel this way about ourselves or emit that or project that? You know what I mean?
I agree. I just think people suffer from insecurities that they don't want to share with the world, and they keep it within themselves. And I can see how that can help make someone feel, unconfident in themselves. It could be anything, but they suffer from their own demons, and eventually they'll get over that.
But I'll say this, though. Speaking highly of yourself
really
helps to overshadow and to overcome those insecurities. Because God doesn't want us to be insecure like that.
Mm-hmm. He
He wants us to be confident in ourselves and to live the best life that we can. Because in order to live the best life that we can and to actually make an impact, we have to be confident in everything that we do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we're really going to that's how we're really going to show the younger generation to lead and to take up the baton. And to, even Michael Jackson said, "You're just another part of me." When I started listening to that song and reading those lyrics, I'm like, did you guys know what this man left us with?
Right.
People don't even realize. I think a lot of people feel the vibration, and which is why he's so big, and they're like, yeah, Michael. But if you dissect what he was saying, powerful stuff.
I agree. Michael is a pure legend and a treasure.
Exactly. And so that's what he said, the same thing Christ said. Michael said, "You're just another part of me." And Jesus said, "You will do greater things than even I." So my thing is, why are we bowing down our knee to Jesus every Sunday morning when we're supposed to be out there doing greater things than he did, not wasting our time every Sunday morning? I'm sorry.
Well, I think that's just a place to praise him, because some people don't think like that, are not as confident as you are, and I'm just saying they need that time to repent, or need that time to praise, and some people lead busy lives where they don't even have time to praise on a Sunday, so taking that time out on a Sunday can be beneficial to one's spirit.
You're right. I can't negate that, I'm kind of like I jump ahead some steps. And I live very...
It's the espresso, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry about that.
It is. Oh, no, this is Tina, though. And I will always speak my truth, so thank you for allowing me to speak my truth, Wow. But because I come from religion, and and for me it was, I get it. Some people need to go through that. But I'm trying to show the world otherwise.
I agree. Everybody's different. I mean, we're all human, but everybody's different. So to each his own, what I'm saying? There's no judgment zone here. Absolutely. And I fully respect what you got going on, definitely. I'm going to be honest, like, even with me, like, I pray every day, but I don't go to church. I mean, that's just a personal choice because, I hate to say it, but I be so busy, you know what I'm saying? So I just kind of do my thing that way, but he knows what it is.
Well, I'll say this. The Bible says to meditate day and night. To walk in the Spirit, you will not fulfill the lust of the flesh. Right? And I had this little conversation with Lawrence Fishburne not too long ago, right? When we were talking about prayer and meditation, I said, well, prayer and meditation are essentially the same thing. And he looked at me and he said, no. He said prayer is when you talk to God, and meditation is when God speaks to you. And I just shut my mouth. I said, okay, who am I, this little Latin girl sitting here, Mr. Fishburne? All right.
Morpheus.
I'm sitting next to Morpheus. Okay. What I wanted to say, I humbled myself because I'm able to listen to my spirit and to know when I have to be silent, even though I would have probably brought it home with what I was about to say.
Yeah.
But using quantum physics and how everything boils down to, quantum physics is a study of small particles that makes up the universe.
Right. And
really, when you boil everything down, it boils down to one. So with frequency, everything boils down to one sound. 1 John says, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. One word, one sound. 1 through 9 hertz can't be heard by the human ear. And that's what has the ability to program the subconscious. Dogs can hear that, but the human ear can't hear that.
Right.
So prayer and meditation, one sound, one word, God is in me. We are as God. We are all connected, one. We humans want to separate everything, and that's my issue with humanity right now, is that we're separating everything, we're dividing, which is it's causing the race war, it's causing the social, this whole social class thing, this whole colorism thing, this whole ageism thing. That's the root of it all.
Right.
And that's what I'm trying to get down to.
Right.
So, yes, prayer and meditation, when you separate them and use words, that you can describe it as that. But prayer and meditation are the same thing, and you should be. I want humanity to get to a point where we don't even have to use meditation to get to a state of walking in the spirit. We need to get to a place where we need to continuously, without break, walk in the spirit. Feel me?
I agree. Well, I feel you. But do you put this?
Shake want to talk about that.
I see the veins popping out the side. Tell me, do you put this type of energy and passion, and even as literal as you laid it out in your music?
Absolutely.
Really? Okay. And what type of feedback have you got from that?
I've got some really good feedback.
Okay.
Yeah, especially lately with what I'm about to put out.
So is it more like I guess not a stab at humanity, but kind of like your point of view on humanity?
It's like Jesus's attitude, and blame my mom for naming me Christina, Christ-like. You know what I mean? But it's the same attitude that he had when all he wanted to do was help elevate the consciousness of humanity. That's it. Let's get to a higher level of thinking so that we can overcome all of this whole simulation that was created to keep us in this labyrinth. So we have to live in the matrix, but let's also live above it. You can be in this world, we're not of it, but we're still a spirit being, and we have the ability to control our reality, where a lot of people today are letting their realities be controlled by an exterior source.
Right. That's interesting. I'm excited to hear what sound you're going to apply with that message, because that's pretty powerful. But I think if you finesse it with the music and kind of flow it right.
And it goes hand in hand, because you know why? Latin soul, boogaloo, is the frequency of unity. That, and you know why? Because it's a fusion of sounds that have come together from people all over the world. You have the rhythms that come from Africa that were created however many years ago with a specific purpose in mind, right? Made their way to the Caribbean, was evolved there through the melodies that were influenced by the Europeans, and then the Indians that were already there. Then the music came to New York City. Next thing you know, you have the Black and the Latino communities in the streets of New York, banging on whatever, making noise, and Latin soul comes out of the streets of New York City.
Right.
Boogaloo. And I think the genre was it started to die in the late 60s. And I think that happened because it was such a unifying frequency that they didn't want that unity happening. So you see like the decline of Latin music, and then all of a sudden hip hop emerged. And I say hip hop is the bastard child of Latin music. And it's a harsh word to kind of say, but I think Boogaloo would have been a lot bigger had those bands not been blacklisted from what they were doing. But hip-hop needed to come out the way it did, but it came from the ashes, and hip-hop, its origins are unity as well.
Right.
The only thing is that's also been convoluted and been tainted by people that came from outside wanting to use it for their own agenda.
Right. So speaking of hip hop, now you're kind of converting into the rapping side of things. So tell me more about that. How that came about. How you had this idea to spit some bars.
I had no idea to spit bars because I've always had a respect for the craft, and that was a major deal for a long time. I even hated on some people that were doing that didn't come from that background, that didn't write their own stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had to reconcile myself with that and not have that in my heart so that I could, my energy could be good and pure. And, we all have a dark side. We all deal with stuff. And I'll be honest about mine. You know what I mean? But I think I came to this place of humility too, where I sat in the studio with my writer, and he was like, yo, how your rapping skills? I said, they're pretty good. He's like, all right. Next thing you know, I'm rapping.
Right. And you like the turnout? You like the way it sounds and everything?
I think it's great. To be honest, I used to always say, I was like, dang, I wish I was a male rapper. They have all the fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm rapping now. I like it. It complements my energy. Mm-hmm. I'm an Aries female. We're ruled by the planet Mars. We're we're aggressive. Mm-hmm. So it's actually a really good outlet for me to just be able to get my aggression out a little bit.
Well, that's good. That's good. I'm interested to hear how you coming. You know what I'm saying? Cause I actually, I enjoy some female rap. Depending on what it is that you're talking about. I love when the female, they express the sexiness versus the, when they talk like they got a dick. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like that. You know what I'm saying? I like that sexiness, you know what I'm saying? Like how Lil' Kim came out with the hardcore. She was still kind of talking gangster, but it was sexy at the same time. A little bit more sexy than the gangster stuff. And one female artist I do enjoy listening to just because of her flow alone is Snow the Product.
Oh, Snow's dope.
She's a beast. She's a beast. And
that's a lyricist.
Yeah, I enjoyed that, as far as like her being able to keep up with the guys on a lyric level. Like, it's not even about male or female gender anymore. It's just about skill, and that's what I enjoy. But on top of that, the sexiness as well. I like when that's implemented. Do you foresee yourself being one of those lyricists?
I have the ability to. I'm quite the verbose one. I just sometimes I'd rather if it comes, it'll come. That's what I like to do when I write. I like to just it's downloaded to me. It comes from someplace else. I don't like to force nothing.
Okay.
So.
Interesting. Now I want to talk about the actress side of things. Tell me what films have you done or projects that you worked on where you were an actress?
Well, last year I did like little independent feature film. Mm-hmm. We shot like 22 days in Vacaville, California, and then some Daly City, which is right next to San Francisco. It's actually the city my dad grew up in. Okay. So the whole the setting was very much like the era my dad was from, and the cholos and all the that whole scene. So it was dope. So it's coming out soon, actually.
I can't wait to see it. Mm-hmm. Okay. So were you a lead in that?
I was one of the leads. Yes, I was a female supporting role.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it. That's awesome, man. Are you SAG or non-union?
I'm non-union.
Non-union? Yeah. Okay, well that's good. They're getting the most jobs right now.
Really?
I mean, from what I'm seeing, it's a way more non-union work than SAG. So.
I kind of like that. That's dope hearing that.
Yeah.
People are getting more creative out here.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. There's a lot of more
independently.
Yeah. So you should definitely look into that. You're with LA Casting, Actors Access, and all that stuff.
I don't think I'm with any of them anymore. Actually, Cast It, something like that.
Okay.
Because I've done some auditions. Like I auditioned for like West Side Story last year, and then like In the Heights or whatever. But I'll be honest. I don't like auditions. I audition terribly. I suck at them.
Well, they have different outlets to do it with. Like right now, they have self tapes that they allow you to do, where you can kind of do it from the comfort of your own home and then submit the video of the audition. You kind of just have to learn the lines on your own, or you can go in. But I wouldn't limit those opportunities. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're already you got credits in the game. You're very beautiful, so it's like you need to be on camera in any way possible. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's not only music, just in acting. So. I could give you a list of the websites that I'm a part of. I mean, I'm a member to like 7 of them. You know what I'm saying? Because not every opportunity is on just one website. And I just submit myself every day.
Yeah.
You know, I had a few agents, but you know, I let them go because I'm doing most of the work anyway. You know, do you have an agent that kind of books you shows and stuff like that?
No, but I would like one. Yeah.
So tell me how you acquire your management, you know, because I know sometimes people tell me, yo, you need an agent, but when I express what I want my agent to do, it says you need a manager. So tell me, how does Tina Torres, you know, acquire a manager? What do you look for in your management team?
Definitely openness and honesty.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And you know, just work together as a team, have an understanding, and
what's that understanding though? That's what I'm trying to get at. Because basically, what I want my audience to know is, you know, it's like you guys, they don't work for you and you don't work for them. You guys work together, and sometimes that's misunderstood, especially when you're dealing with these agents out here in LA. Like they try to make it seem like you need them, but that's not really the case. You just need some assistance in that part so you could focus on this, and they could bring opportunities, and you guys could break bread together.
And that's equality. That's teamwork right there. You
Exactly.
know, a lot of times we see out here someone trying to get over on another person. You know, that's the world in general, because a lot of people operate out of scarcity. So, but then every now and then you'll see people come together, and like what I think my team is doing now. On top of it, I think people need to be very well taken care of money-wise. You know what I mean? It's got to be a win-win situation for everyone. If got to give a little bit more in percentage-wise here, then let that happen, because guess what? Those people are going to continue to work for you and have your back. So to me, I would rather give away more percentage of what I have than to try to, you know, hoard and not have someone be happy, and, you know, the situation not end up working out in the end.
No, I agree. Equity does motivate.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. That's good to know. So now, where does Tina Torres see herself in 5 years?
Hopefully, like the #1 artist in the world.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
That's it?
I mean, yeah, I should be detailed, right?
Sure.
Dang, okay, let me be detailed. Hopefully I'm in a loving relationship with someone that I admire, who equally admires me, mutual respect. I would like to be the #1 artist in the world, Grammy winning. Maybe a few movies under my belt. Maybe up for an Oscar nom.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The usual. And then ultimately to come into contact with those that are going to help early childhood education and the reformation of it. Gotcha.
Now, did you graduate high school?
No, I did not.
Okay. Why is that? Was it just a personal choice? How did that situation play out?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was a personal choice. My parents sent me to the Philippines when I was 17. And I was there for the 2nd semester of my senior year, and I just was like, I'm not going to do school, I'm going to have fun.
Okay.
So I was like 17, going to the clubs, like going to like MTV Asia parties, coming out of the club when the sun was out. Like a talent agency picked me up, I was getting ready to shoot some commercials, and then my dad was like, no, you're coming home.
Yeah. Okay.
And then just never got my diploma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it worked out for you, obviously. You're
It did.
doing great things, you know, but it don't work out for other people, you know, so, I mean, I guess it's to each his own and what you do with the resources you have going forward.
That's it. That's all it is. Tap into your resources. And those resources aren't limited to what society tells you are your resources. Your resources are actually beyond those physical, tangible things that you can see with your eyes.
Right.
So when you were saying, how does your team come together, and people, how do you get people to really, I feel like I live so metaphysically that it's energy, vibration. You attract it, you come into vibration with it.
Right.
You know, so I think rather than, and that's why for me what works, for me it doesn't work to go to a bunch of auditions. I'm not in the right mental space. So guess what? I have to now mentally attract an opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
So that's just how I live.
And obviously it's working out for you, so that's
It is.
good. Well, I mean, you know in the direction you're heading. So I guess, in as long as you know where you want to be in life and what you want to do and who you are, then you attract that type of opportunity.
Yep. And to each his own. All right. Enter at your own risk.
Yes, that part.
Like it's what, like you said, it's what works for me. What works for me doesn't necessarily work for everyone else.
Yeah, you definitely gotta have thick skin in this business, you know, and it takes 1,000 no's to get the one yes, you know, and that's for damn sure. Now, speaking of 1,000 no's, tell me about some trials and tribulations you went through in your career. Like, you know, what pitfalls were you going through that you're probably going through now? You know, any demons you had to fight to kind of get to where you're at today and kind of keep that positive mental mind state and attitude.
We ain't got time for that.
I mean, you know, just give me, I don't know, you guess you could tell me a little story or whatever. I mean, how
boy,
you feel
okay.
about it? Or even if you're still fighting demons to this day.
All right. I mean, I think we're always fighting demons. You know, I'm actually in a really good space right now. And learning to, like, my banishing of negative thoughts and turnaround is a lot faster than it used to be. You know what I mean? Because a negative thought comes into your mind, all of a sudden it starts to just affect you, and then you see your reality is fucked up. Yeah. Sorry, man. Okay.
You're good.
I don't know if you allow cursing on here.
You do. It's all right.
So I forgot. I lost my train of thought.
Negative thoughts enter your body, and it allows you to.
So that turnaround is faster now. You know, and I'm just, like I said, you know, just walking in the spirit and just not letting things affect me as much. Circumstances are going to happen, I understand that, but my dealing with them is a lot easier.
Okay, so Tina back then, it would have just been blacking eyes out and all that.
Oh my gosh. I mean, even up until like pretty recently, it was still a mess, you know what I mean? Like, I'm a very emotional person, so I was very reactive and just couldn't gain control of my emotions.
Gotcha.
And now, and I also realized too that sometimes being in a certain location around other vibrations, it's even harder to get out of that. So sometimes you have to make a change in your life to really, you know what I mean, to get out of that. I've even said before, sometimes you have to get negative to get out of a negative situation, but that was before I understood true negativity to be stagnation. So sometimes you have to get a little negative to get out of stagnation so you don't stay stuck in a rut.
Hey, bars. I agree. No, I totally agree. Like, even when I was in Florida, you know, it was a lot of negative energy around me, which kind of discouraged me and kind of made me of my environment, but I didn't ultimately want it to be like that, so I had to separate myself and change my environment in order to be this person that I am today. But I had to experience that to know the difference, you know what I'm saying? So I totally agree with you on that. You know, you kind of step in, absorb that energy and understand what it is and where it comes from and how it can change you, you know, and then kind of get away from that. Just so you can kind of see it coming or act accordingly in different situations, you know what I'm saying? So I get that. That's what's up, man. So how is it difficult having a relationship in this business, like as far as a boyfriend or whatever, significant other?
Absolutely.
Are you single now?
Yes, I am.
And okay, so your last relationship was the guy in the band, I'm assuming.
No, it was another guy.
Okay, so
another artist type.
Okay, I see. Oh, well, explain to me, why was that difficult, and how do you see a relationship for you working in this industry? So let's talk about why those other relationships were difficult.
I think maybe they weren't they weren't evolved enough. They weren't in a secure enough place to deal with a person like me.
Before you continue, now, okay, so now I see what you're saying their mind state was. Was your mind state where it is now, or were you a different person back then, where being in a relationship wasn't really beneficial to your situation? Or didn't it make sense at all, being in?
I think I thought it was because I'm a relationship type person, but it wasn't beneficial to me progressing in what I'm doing as an artist because they were holding me back. Like one of them in particular, like someone approached him saying, "Hey, I want to work with your girlfriend," and he flat out told him no. And I found out after I broke up with him. you know,
okay.
and just was very insecure. And then the other one was also insecure, you know, doing a classy music video, and you get all insecure about, like, come on, I'm acting, you know what I mean?
Go ahead.
If you can't handle this, you're not going to be able to handle, you know, an on-screen kiss or something. So.
And okay, so now you say you actually dated an artist who I'm assuming had those other opportunities handed to him where he got to interact with females and all that. And you said he was insecure also?
Yep.
That's interesting.
Double standard.
That's what I'm saying, because it's like, now, what are you allowed to do that I'm not? And it's like y'all both in the same field. So now that, yeah, I guess I feel you on that. Have you ever been the jealous type?
I have been, yeah.
Even as an artist?
I'm Aries. No. You do what you do, boo. You know?
So what kind of man is Tina Torres looking for now? Being the past relationships you've been through, the person that you are now, you know, what kind of relationship or person you think you need to be involved with in order for it to actually work and last?
To be honest, I don't know.
Okay.
I have no clue in that area.
Okay. No. Hey, and that's good, because that's actually good, because it tells me that you're still finding yourself. You know, and you know, I'm a firm believer that if two people don't want the same things, you're wasting each other's time.
Absolutely.
And by wanting the same things, I mean future talk, like 10, 20 years down the line. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get involved with them seriously, now if you just want the fling, then you already know what that's about.
Yeah.
But you already know that has a life expectancy also.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you guys don't want the same thing and don't have that conversation in the beginning, then I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
I think what I'm learning to do is just enjoy a human rather than putting expectations. I know this sounds cliche. Expectations or trying to possess and control someone, because I know I don't want to be possessed and controlled.
You don't possess people, you experience them.
Exactly. So I think I'm learning to do that, and if that results in, you know, seeing someone every day for the rest of my life or whatever, however long, then that would be great. But at this point, like, I'm 33, you know what I mean? Like, shit ain't worked out for me yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, it's no time limit on love. That's just gonna happen. You know, it might happen at 50. You never know. You know what I'm saying? God got a plan for everybody, and I believe there's someone out there for everybody. So you just gotta wait your turn, but keep doing what you're doing and fulfilling your purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Yes.
No doubt, man. What can the people follow you? You know, inquire about getting you on the track or just working with you in general?
The Tina Torres, like the one and only THEE, on Instagram. I pretty much posted on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
You know, hit me up on DM. You can hit me up on DM if it's business.
Exactly. Strictly business.
Strictly.
Right. There you go, man. And tell me, do you have a new single you're promoting? You want to promote real quick?
Well, I have music coming out, so yes. Stay tuned. So just, you know, keep following what I do. I do a lot. You know, I just don't do music, so you can experience my journey, my makeup artistry, my dancing, my figure skating as well, all of that. And yeah.
Yeah, I seen you figure skate. Are you trying to take that to the next level, or is it just something you do for
Hell
work?
yeah. Well, I mean, I hopefully, like, one of these days I'll be able to incorporate it into a big show that I want to have. I want to have, like, the largest touring show on the planet. So I want to have ice skating as a segment of that show.
I think that's a wonderful idea. I think you can kind of, oh my God, just on the Christmas holidays, you can do a tour, like perform at Rockefeller Center where they have the ice skating rink.
Exactly.
How they have it here. Kind of just do it in the major cities where they do that.
That's a good idea too.
Yeah, 10% for your manager. I'm here all night. Don't worry. I got crazy ideas, man. Nah, but for real though, I think that's something dope you should put together, and then you could kind of like dress like Mrs. Claus and have the elves doing their thing and create a whole salsa ice skating experience.
That's
15%, baby.
All of a sudden, I'll be an extra 5 now?
I mean, I'm just
For
saying,
a couple extra words?
Hey, listen, those words could be very essential to your career. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Sleep is for Billionaires, the podcast. I am your host, Johnny Vegas. Tina Torres in the building. Stay tuned for more episodes to come. Thank you for watching. And we are. All right,
yeah. That was great.
That was good. That was very good. Let me see how long that was. That shit was probably like 45 minutes.
Yeah, that was pretty...